Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here. This is my entry into W30Y Ray's 100 subscriber giveaway. So congratulations! In no time at all, you're over 200. So really well done, Ray. And yeah, it's gonna increase fast, I think. So the requirement for this is to show our tools. Now I have done a breakdown of all my picks in the past, so I'm not going to do that. But what I thought would be good is if I went through my pick station. This is something I built to keep my desk from becoming way too cluttered with just bits and pieces rolling around everywhere. And it kind of grew. So what this is it's a pair of baking trays, oven baking trays, which I just got at a local hardware store. And it started off as one tray, and then I built a back plate for it, and that held my picks on it. And then I added another tray, and then I've just added stuff to it. So it's been growing, but what I thought I'd do is take it all apart. So first off, over here, the boring stuff, a couple of screwdrivers for gutting. That's who knows what I'm going to find at the back of this. Then I've got a whole bunch of tensioners on the front here, which are held on with little magnets. And same for the sort of cone picks. And then we've got the first picks I ever made, a pair of katanas, katana 1 and a deep hook katana 2, set in a spalted sycamore base. These ones have brass handles. These are the first and only ones I've ever made with brass, having gone on to sort of wood after that. So I keep them, a bit of a keepsake. Here we've got a full set of mockies, which I've stopped using for some reason. I need to go back to those because they're actually very effective. So yeah, I'll do those in a second. Then we've got, this is a beautiful front follower kit. This was made by Gaz, and it was a gift, and I'm exceptionally grateful for it. It works beautifully. So that's that. Got a Covert Instruments tubular impressioning tool, which is actually amazing. Works incredibly well. This is a magnetic pick stand I use for showing off some of my picks. There's a magnet in the middle of it. They just slot into that groove. You can have them stand up and look nice. I'm not going to go through all the detritus that's lying around in the floor of that. This is a pick I made recently. It's a modified Hayoshi, so I machined all the interior out of it. And this one has an Abloy Classic tensioner and pick tip, which was 5th attempt, and I got it right and it works, and I've been picking Abloys with that very, very happily. So that was a journey of discovery. Then I've got a second, this is my RWB, and I've just finished a second Abloy tensioner and pick tip. This one is slightly smaller than that one, just a bit, to fit batten disc detainer locks. They look very similar, but in terms of physical dimensions, they're marginally smaller. So this goes. What I haven't tried is this in an Abloy Classic to see if this will actually pick a Classic. It will pick a batten. So it's that. Then we've got, zoom back out again. There we go. We've got my main pick roll. This is a multi-pick case with all of my tensioners and picks in it. And it was this I went through before and sort of took apart piece by piece. So we won't do that again because that took half an hour last time. Then we've got a set of multi-picks. This is the dual gauge set. So in 0.6 and 0.4. That was gifted to me by Multipick, which I'm extremely grateful for. Thank you very much. Over here, I've got, I'm going to take this off of here. This is a new cutaway I made of an Abloy Classic, because I like making cutaways and tools, and this is subtly different to the other cutaway I made there are actual differences inside here compared to a batten. So I thought I'd have the genuine article. So that's a real alloy. And that just hangs on the edge of my tool station because it looks nice. And I can play with it every so often when a lock's not opening. I can go and see what's going on. Right, then up here we've got front tensioning. I think this is the Lock Chuck Remix front tensioning disc detainer pick. Then we've got the Talon front tensioning disc detainer pick, and all of these I've made the steel inserts for. I did something a little different with these. I don't know if you can see it on these. This one has you can just about make it out. So I drilled out a 4mm hole down the centre of this piece of bar, and compression fitted a brass bush, which is basically a piece of brass rod which I drilled a hole through on the lathe, and that just runs very, very smoothly, but also keeps this from sort of bending and flexing. So that is a very easy way of making a tensioning tip for these, as opposed to machining out of solid, which this one I made out of solid rod, and drilling through solid stainless steel, which is like 40mm long, is murder, even on a lathe. So it's not a process I recommend. Use a piece of tube and compression fit a bush. Right, so there's that. Right, where are we? This is the, let's see if I can get this out. I'll show you the back of this actually. Let's take this off. So this all slots apart. Turn this round. Sort of clips and whatnot, holding all the stuff in place. Let's put that down. This is Talon's rear wheel drive Cheeto pick. You don't see these too often. This one, I'm not very proud of this. This is my first prototype Abloy Classic pick. You'll notice the tensioner doesn't have an offset. It's made from an ejector pin. The pick tip is frankly a Frankenstein creation, but bizarrely this hideous and sloppy mess picked my first Abloy with this. And I was lucky. It didn't have any extreme cuts, which is why this worked. But this is just hideous. And I keep it to remind myself I can always do better. Right, so there's that. Then we've got a couple of glass jars on the back here. One of them reserved for Nigby's beautiful dimple pick. When nothing else is working, reach for this and it'll open. And then we've got a jar full of various, many and varied random picks I've just got lying about. They wouldn't fit in a case. I don't use them that often, but if a friend comes around and they get interested in locks or picking, I normally put together a few of these and hand them out so that I can encourage other people into the hobby. So I'll put those back there. Oh, this. I've been hanging around the 3D printing department at my college, experimenting with different 3D printed items, and this is it's a lock stand. These are brilliant. Just another good way of keeping your desk tidy. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend these. And you can download the print file from Thingiverse. I just slap that into our printer at the college and spat these out, no trouble at all. And then underneath the bottom of the tool station, I've got a set of Huck dimples. And the red and the blues are usable. The silvers and the golds, they're just massive and they're going to need to get shaved down. I only just got these. And they do feel weird to pick dimple locks with. They're a bit large and clunky, but that's just a muscle memory thing, I think, more than anything else. What else do we have? We've got some spare pins for an MTL Interactive, one I bricked. Yeah, screwdriver bits. And anti-skimming card because I do a bit of RFID stuff, and I've been messing around with things like a Flipper Zero, cloning cards. I don't make any videos of that stuff these days because that upsets YouTube. I don't really want to upset them, so can't go into those too much at the moment without all kinds of warnings. A set of homemade followers and a homemade core stand. Came out quite well. Did that on the mill. This was part of a fishing bank stick. It just happens to be the perfect diameter for a Euro cylinder. And this, just a piece of random random tube, but it happens to fit padlock cores. So that's those. Gerber pliers, because every lock needs those for undoing circlips. What have we got in here? I've looked in here for a while. I think this is things like tweezers and pliers and Allen keys and bits and bobs. Not very exciting. My lovely pinning tray and shamefully bent shims. And what else? Oh, bits and bobs, stuff that doesn't go anywhere else. This is a mixture of pins, springs, challenge pins, ASA pins. So yeah, pins basically, pins and springs, guts. And that is pretty much my lock station. It's not all my tools. I've got a stupid amount of tools. I like a tool, and if it's shiny and glitters and it looks nice, I will probably buy it or try and make it. So anyway, hope you thought that was interesting, a little bit different. And Ray, again, congratulations. Cheers.